All right, before we get started, just the usual disclaimer, this is all for informational and educational purposes. It is not financial advice, so please always do your own research.
Okay, let's get right into it. We're talking about Plazm, and specifically the aftermath of Day 78. This was the big one, the single largest unlock in its entire history. And what happened? Well, the results are, honestly, pretty extraordinary. I'm just going to put this number up on the screen first. 56% up. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. Because that 56%, that's the price action after what was supposed to be the apocalypse for this protocol. I mean, everyone was bracing for a massive dump. And instead, we got a rally. A huge one.
So yeah, let's kick things off with that victory. The numbers from the last 24 hours, they tell one heck of a story.
Okay, so check this out. Plazm itself up 56% from the bottom, sitting at around 8.4 cents. And it's not alone. Look at eShare. It's surging right there with it, up 47%. This wasn't just, oh, we survived. No, this was the market making a really powerful statement.
But to really get why this rally is so insane, you have to understand the size of the beast the protocol was facing. So let's break down exactly what this great unlock really was.
This is the number that kept people up at night. Roughly 2.4 million Plazm tokens hitting the market all at once. To put that in perspective, the supply before this was tiny. This wasn't a ripple. This was a full-on tidal wave.
So the big question is, right? Where did all that Plazm go? This chart tells the whole story. A huge chunk, we're talking 620,000 tokens, about a quarter of the whole unlock, got snapped up and restaked immediately. Diamond hands, right there. Then you see about 1% got burned forever, and the rest? Well, the rest hit the open market.
And this is the key takeaway. Listen to this. The market didn't just handle 1.8 million new liquid tokens. It ate them for breakfast and then rallied over 50%. I mean, come on. That is an absolutely incredible sign of strength.
So how on earth did that happen? Was it just luck? No way. This was the protocol's defense systems doing exactly what they were built to do, firing on all cylinders right when it mattered most.
First up, let's talk about the burn. A mind-blowing 34,820 Plazm. Just gone. Poof. Permanently destroyed in just one day. That's 1.5% of the entire unlock completely erased. And that pushes the grand total of burned tokens over 50,000. And here's the really cool part, the why. It's all about something called burn efficiency. See, the system is designed to be more aggressive when the price is low. At the bottom of that Day 78 dip, every dollar the protocol spent was able to vaporize about 18.5 tokens. It literally works best under pressure. That's textbook anti-fragility, getting stronger from chaos.
Now, at the same time, look at what was happening with shares. We saw an absolute explosion. Total shares went from 1.3 billion all the way to 4.7 billion. That's a 260% jump. Just shows you how engaged people are.
So what does that actually mean for people? Well, it means those who held on, the ones who restaked, they are just maxing out their T-squared accumulation. In simple terms, they're locking in a bigger and bigger slice of the future rewards pie. They are cementing their position for the long haul.
So get this, the protocol didn't just play defense and hold the line on price. It actually got stronger. The core foundation grew right in the middle of the storm. It's pretty wild.
Let's look at the stats. The number of bonds just skyrocketed. 433 new ones in just 48 hours. The defense pools, the protocol's war chest, it actually got bigger by more than 10 grand. And the whole time, the yield engine just kept chugging along like nothing was happening. Totally stable.
Okay, so Day 78 is in the books. A huge win. But we can't get complacent, right? The storm hasn't completely passed. We got to look at what's coming next, and that means Day 83.
And this chart is super important for context. Think of Day 78 as the Mount Everest of unlocks, that massive 2.4 million peak. The next one, Day 83, is a lot smaller, at 1.4 million. And after that, you can see the waves just get smaller and smaller. We've climbed the biggest mountain. We've passed the biggest test.
So yeah, Day 83 is definitely the next hurdle. But honestly, after watching the protocol absolutely eat that Day 78 wave for lunch, this next one feels, well, it feels pretty manageable. The precedent has been set, and it's a strong one.
All right, let's wrap this up. What's the final verdict? What did day 78 really prove?
I mean, look at this. This is the report card, and it's straight A's across the board. The price rallied, restaking was huge, shares exploded, the burn mechanism was firing on all cylinders, and the defense pools grew. You can't argue with these numbers. Every single metric is screaming success.
So back to the big question everyone was asking just a few days ago. Did the protocol survive the storm?
And the answer is a resounding, definitive yes. But it's more than that. The protocol didn't just survive, it thrived. It got stronger. It showed incredible resilience when everything was on the line. That whole anti-fragile thesis, the idea that a system can actually gain strength from chaos, well, it's not a thesis anymore. The proof is in the data.